What is up, guys? DecaCrafter here, and today we're setting up a Spigot Minecraft server. Now, the reason we're setting up a Spigot server is because you want to add plugins to your Minecraft server, so I'm going to show you how. We use this awesome program called Spigot, and that's what your server is going to be running. So you're going to have a Spigot Minecraft server. It'll allow you to use Bucket as well. Bucket plugins. If you don't know what plugins are, you're here for the first time learning about servers. I make lots of server tutorials, and don't worry, I'll teach you everything you need to know. Just make sure you watch the whole video. So first we're going to start off by creating a new folder on our desktop. I'm just going to title this Spigot server. You can tell I've got a bunch of folders on my desktop for different server tutorials that I've done, and sometimes I delete them, sometimes I just keep them there. Anyway, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to go to Spigot's website. Link will be down in the description. There will be lots of links, including a link to a how to port forward tutorial, which if you want your friends to join you, you will need a port forward and then give them your public IP, which you can find on the website canyouseeme.org. Link will also be down in the description down there, and you can use that website if you change the port to 25565 as seen here in this photo that I'm showing you. It'll tell you if your server's on or offline. Now, back to Spigot. We're going to go to Downloads, and you can do the latest successful if you want. I always just do it right up here, the last one, and this is going to actually be for the latest version of Minecraft. And then you're going to download this Build Tools. Keep. Next, we're going to go back. And we're going to click this link here, this Build Tools Wiki. Once we've got Build Tools, we're just going to wait for that to download. Alright, show it in the folder. Drag it into your Spigot server folder. Close this. Open up your Spigot folder. And we're going to create a new text document. I'm just going to title it Build because we're building the server right now. And we're going to open it up, and then we're going to go to here, and we're going to scroll down. It'll tell you how you can get which version of Minecraft that you want once you're down here. So we're actually just doing a 1.16.1, but guys, this tutorial will work no matter which version of Minecraft you're trying to do, okay? Just follow these same steps, do it how you would do it for whatever version you want. We're going to copy this here because we're doing 1.16.1, and we're just going to paste it right here. Next, we're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to save it as build.bat, and hit Save. Close this, open up your server folder, and you'll have this new runnable file right here. You're just going to double click that. Now this next step is going to take quite a long time to load. It could take 5, 10, 15, even 20 minutes. So guys, give it plenty of time to load. While it does that, go ahead and pause this video, get caught up to this step, do that, run it, and then continue this video. I'm going to teach you about plugins, and we're going to get right into that. Yeah, this is going to take some time. It looks like it's frozen. It's not frozen, I promise. So don't worry about that. Next, if we go back to Spigot's website, actually, you can look at the type of plugins that you can get if you go to Resources. And this is going to be by last update. So it looks like someone just updated theirs a few minutes ago. Yeah, updated 5 minutes ago. This one updated 14 minutes ago. If you wanted to get a plugin, you would just click on it. Since it's for the latest version of Minecraft, I know that I can use it. This is a $16 plugin, it looks like. Most plugins are free though, so don't worry about that. But if I were to download it, I would go in here, download it, and then in here, once this finishes, it's going to have a plugins folder actually. And you're just going to download your plugin and throw it in that folder. I'll show you how that's done in a minute. Once it finishes, of course. We're still waiting because, like I said, it's going to take some time. While we're waiting though, if you could help me out, go ahead and drop a like on this video and smash the subscribe button. Also, if you're interested, turn on the alerts because I do make lots of tutorials and I might be able to show you something cool that you can do with your friends. So let's go to a plugin that I know that we can actually add. So if we went to, let's sort by downloads. And you can add any Spigot plugin here. Really, the one that I really like is Luck Perms. That's how I set up permissions. I have a tutorial on how to set up permissions down in the description. You're going to need that for setting up commands and stuff on your server when you do add plugins. But let me go ahead and show you what it looks like when you add a plugin. So you can also add bucket plugins. Link to this website will also be down in the description. You can get plugins from here as well. If I go to World Edit, if I were to download it, it would just download down here. It would start, a few seconds. And I would just hit keep. It says this type of file can harm your computer. That's because Google doesn't know what it is. It's not going to harm your computer, guys. Millions of people download this. Literally 22.3 million downloads. For those of you that are younger and your parents, maybe have your parents look at this video, I'm telling you right now, it's safe. Parents, don't worry. But once that downloads, we can now see it in our folder. For now, I'm going to throw World Edit onto our desktop. And then if we go back to World Edit's page, right here, we're just going to look for where it has all of the World Edit permissions. So right here, permission nodes. You'll find permissions for any plugin. Some plugins, very few, won't have permissions, but these are your permissions right here, this worldedit.fast, worldedit.timeout, and it allows you to use these commands. Now this will make more sense if you go down in the description and you watch that how to set up permissions video. It'll explain this into more detail, but guys, that's how you do it when you add plugins. You just want to make sure you can find those permissions, and then that way you can set them up in-game. Again, I do have a tutorial for that. That tutorial is in the description. Alright, now that it's finally finished, we can get on to the next part of this video. There's my dog back there. Give him a quick little pet. Good puppy. Alright, next what you want to do is create another new text document, and we're going to title this one Run. This is how we're going to run our server. Inside here, I already have one created. This is kind of my copy paste one. It'll be available in the description as well, so you can copy and paste from there. Make sure you copy it as is and you don't change anything in it except for this here. See the 3G and the 4G? That's how much RAM we're giving your server. If you know your computer has more RAM, you can change these numbers to accommodate for however much RAM you need, given that this is just a plugin server, not a modded one. Plugins typically don't take too much RAM, so with this much RAM, you could have quite a few plugins and probably 20, 30 players and be just okay, honestly. So it's a 4 gig server. XMS is how much RAM it's starting with, which is 3 gigs. And then XMX is the max it's allowed to use, which is 4 gigs. So we're just going to file, save as, run.bat, and hit save. Now, before we can run that, we have to take the Spigot 1.16.1 and we're going to rename that to server, because if we look inside of our run.bat, well, we can look in the text because we're not changing anything. It's looking for server.jar. Well, now it's server and it's a jar file. It's a Java file, which is .jar. So now we can run this. And it's going to load up some more stuff for the server. Once it loads up here, it's going to say you need to agree to the EULA in order to run the server. So we're going to close that out. Press any key to continue means press any key to close. And we're going to change this to true, save, close that out, and run it one more time. And now it should create the rest of the files for your Minecraft server. Now we're almost done. I'm going to show you how you can change some of your server settings to change the max amount of allowed players, add whitelist, make yourself admin, stuff like that. So make sure you keep watching the video. For those of you who can't host on your own computer like myself, I personally use a host called Shockbyte. They're the cheapest server host that I could find, sometimes 50% cheaper than other hosts. You can save an additional 25% if you use code DECACRAFTER up there. And it's as easy as getting your server, going down here, clicking here, selecting Spigot on this drop down, and then clicking on the Spigot version that you want to use, and then it will set it up all for you, so you could skip a lot of the steps that we did. Then all you have to do is connect using FileZilla, upload your plugins, and I also have a tutorial for that down in the description below. It's going to be the FileZilla tutorial, which shows you how you can use FileZilla to link to your Minecraft server host, regardless of the host that you choose to use. Alright, now that our server has finished, you can see that it says done there. Leave this black box up. This is your server console. Whenever I refer to the server console, I'm going to be talking about this black box. In the server console, you can type in help and it will show you all the different commands that you can do. If you want to make yourself an admin on your server, you type in OP space and then your Minecraft name. My name is DECACRAFTER, so I'd type OP space DECACRAFTER, and now it made me a server operator. Another thing you can do is whitelist. So whitelist, add, and then the Minecraft name, which would be DECACRAFTER, and now it's added DECACRAFTER to the whitelist. You don't have to do capitalization, it already knows, because it will know if it's a real Minecraft account or not. If you try to do whitelist, add, and then you type in some gibberish, that player does not exist, so it knows. Also, when you stop your server, you want to type in stop and then hit enter, and it will make sure it saves and then closes everything. As far as turning on your whitelist and stuff like that, you want to go to server.properties, edit with Notepad++, which is what I use. You can just hit edit if you don't have Notepad++. Personally, I like it. It makes it look really nice and organized, and it's easy to use. If you want to download Notepad++, a link to that will also be in the description. Alright, so in here we have all of our settings, like PvP, it's set to true by default, so if you don't want people to be able to attack each other, make sure you set that to false. You just type in false, all lowercase. You can change everything in here. Enable command blocks by default is false. You can change that to true. So this is where all your settings are. Your max players is going to be in here as well. Where it says IP, don't change that. Leave it blank. Don't mess with something in here unless it's one of the other settings like allow nether, true, false, whatever. Any of those you can change. Just don't change the IP one or the port one unless you know what you're doing. So that's how you enable all of that stuff and how you set up that. If you do that, you'll notice once you go in game, now that our server is running, before you make any changes to your server though, or before any of the changes will take effect, you will have to restart your server. When you add plugins, you're just going to take them, for example, like my world edit. Once I got to scroll up, you drag it over into the plugins folder. Once it's in there, you can see world edit's in there, and it's pretty much all set to go. I just have to restart the server, so I won't be able to show you me using world edit in this video. I'm not going to show me setting up the permissions for it. I do have a video that will show you how to do that in the description below, and I showed you where you can find the permissions. I was just using world edit as an example and showing you where to put it once you download the plugins that you want. I'm leaving your guys' server up to you to customize. I'm simply showing you how you can do it so you can make whatever server it is you want. If you guys have any specific server tutorials that you would like to see, such as setting up a skyblock or a different modded server, I am open to doing any tutorials you guys may need, so please leave them in the comments below and I'll get straight to them as soon as I can. Typically it takes me a few days depending on the tutorial. If enough people ask, I'll get it done sooner. If we go to multiplayer, we can do direct connect, and you connect to the IP localhost. That's how you're going to connect to your server. However, your friends are going to use your public IP, which again, I show you guys how to port forward in the tutorial down below, and there's a link to canyouseme.org, which will show your public IP, and once your server is running, it'll tell you if your server is online. Again, it will look like this if it's online. Now we're just going to hit join server. Alright, now you guys can see I have joined the server. I'm getting a bit of lag because I do host and play at the same time. And I just disconnected. That's awesome, but that won't happen to you guys. It just happens to me because I don't have the best PC in the world, but I'm still trying to make the best tutorials in the world, trying to keep them short to the point, not waste your time. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe, share with your friends if your friends want to make a server. And again, if there's anything you guys need help with, go ahead and join my Discord. Link will always be in the description. Anyone's welcome to send me a message directly. There is a server help chat, but I usually see that later. If you send me a direct message, I'll see it first thing when I usually get up in the morning or when I get around to helping people. I do take time to make videos and play games with my friends, so I can't always get to everyone right away, but I will try to get to you as soon as I can. We are over 440 people in the Discord now, so thank you guys for joining and being a part of the Villager family. And those who subscribe, also welcome to the Villager family. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. I hope this tutorial helps and all my other tutorials help, and I hope you make some awesome servers. Have a fantastic day and stay virus free.